It's here, Threads by Meta, a brand new app intended to rival Twitter. Instagram and Meta are famous for copying everyone else and sometimes successfully. Can they do it again? Is it true that Twitter is going to sue Meta? Time will tell. In the meantime, let's discuss how you can make the best use of this new platform. Stay with me. I'm Phil Pallen, a brand strategist. Welcome to my channel where I promise practical advice to build your brand. It is fresh off the presses, Threads. We made this video very quickly. Maybe you were one of the 2 million people who signed up in the first 2 hours or the first 30+ million in the first 24 hours. Wow. Where did this even come from? Well, a few months ago, Meta confirmed to Platformer that they were in fact building a decentralized text-based social network. Sounds a lot like Twitter because it is a lot like Twitter. They're not even denying it. I love this post from Absolutely Ashika, who said, "Where's the Twitter bashing at? A good fight would be just the exercise I need to start my day." To which head of Instagram Adam Mosseri replied, "Credit where it's due. They pioneered the format and they have done great work, keeping it positive." However, news has already hit that Meta could be sued by Twitter. This image has circulated news sites that a lawsuit is potentially brewing between the two, where allegedly Twitter accuses them of engaging in systematic, willful, and unlawful misappropriation of Twitter's trade secrets and other IP. Yikes, that will be an interesting story to watch. What do you need right now, though, to decide if Threads should fit into your social media strategy and presence and deserve your time? Let's talk about exactly that. Consider this video a little guide, starting with my first piece of advice. Number one, do sign up for Threads. If you can, the app is now available in both the Google and Apple app stores in 100+ countries, excluding the European Union, as it still faces regulatory concerns there. I'm actually in Europe at the moment, but because I have a US-based account, I am cleared. So if your account is based in Europe, it sounds like you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. Assuming you've already downloaded the app and you're ready to rock, allow me to give you a little tour. So, starting from your profile, which is set up in a few clicks, using the info from your Instagram account. I should mention you don't automatically follow the same people, but it does give you the option to follow everyone that you already follow on Instagram. That's why I recommend downloading the app if you can and setting up your profile as soon as possible so you have it, even if you're not certain that you're going to use it, because you'll benefit from your existing Instagram followers choosing that option, which is by far the easiest and most sensible option. Follow the people that you already follow on Instagram versus manual. It's actually kind of weird that it's such a separate process, and it might not be working perfectly yet. My friend Dr. Jolene says, "Love seeing my IG crew here, but I don't love that I'm finding that it didn't work for all accounts." Anyone else? Now, whether you want to actually follow these people is another issue entirely. I think this is where we might want to use that unfollow button occasionally. I've realized already that I don't necessarily want text updates from the people that I'm used to getting media updates, photos and videos from. I like this post by Brock Johnson, who says something similar, not wanting updates from some creators in text format, saying, "I think it's because on Instagram they post about one thing, while on Threads they're expressing a lot of their inner dialogue. Nothing wrong with that, it's just not resonating with me." I'd love to know, you viewer, if you're feeling the same way. This is also a post by my friend Shine, who says, "LOL, because Threads feels like inside jokes with your friends, and coming on normal Instagram feels like you're presenting to the class." I actually love that analogy. I will grab my phone and finish this tour. I think it's interesting that Threads displays your followers more subtly than on Instagram, but it doesn't yet display your following. So it's less of an emphasis on that ratio, your following versus your follower count. You can see my threads on here on my profile, so far only 2, as well as my replies. Like Twitter, I can filter those separately. So that's why it's still important to engage. If you're unsure of what to post, maybe focus for now on engaging with other people's posts. After all, it's a new social media platform, so people are probably excited by engagement and eager to grow. That brings me to my next tip. Number 2, do post. Ideally, it should be easier than conventional Instagram because it's just text, not worrying about photos and videos and editing and such. Some people actually find that harder, though, text alone, because especially in the early days when standards haven't really been set on this platform, no one knows really what they're doing. What has Instagram said on this officially? Mosseri, who often channels a perspective that's geared towards creators, says it's less about text versus photos and videos and more about what public conversations you want to have. Do you want to engage in more of a back and forth? Threads make sense. Threads. I might actually liken it to this. If you're sitting at a table with a group of friends and you decide to chime in on the conversation that everyone is having with something, that's a lot like a thread. That's a moment in time in real life where you inject your opinion, your perspective into a narrative for others to absorb. And it can really be driven by humor or relatability, education or knowledge, a desire to spark a conversation or critical thinking, or it could also be a mix of these. Here's an example that I love sparking conversation from creator John Imperial, who I follow on Instagram. He created a thread asking people to share their current home office setup, and the thread has so many comments from his followers that enjoy his content on design and productivity, and it's fun to just scroll through here and see what other people are chiming in with. Perfect example of a great engaging thread for his community. Now, what about ideal thread length? We're not certain yet if this is going to make an impact. Will shorter threads perform better? Longer ones? We'll know more in the coming months. A few days ago, I posted a Instagram carousel with 16 ideas for content. These prompts are actually perfect for threads. I didn't know this was coming. I'll link to that post in the description below. If you want more ideas, I've also got those too. My 100 evergreen content ideas PDF, also linked in the description below, is completely free. Downloaded over 25,000 times thanks to posting here on YouTube. My way of saying thanks for hanging out with me today. How possible is it for you to be discovered on Threads by people who don't already follow you? Very possible, in fact. That's encouraging. Without discoverability, many might chalk this platform up as a distraction. One of the reasons people love TikTok so much is how easy it is to be found by new people. Instagram, it's generally harder. So we'll see what happens as more time passes with Threads. I think with more discoverability potential, it's more likely that people actually integrate this into their social media strategies for creators and small businesses. So we'll see. Final thing I want to mention about content and strategy on Threads, maybe just don't worry about the strategy in this exact moment, especially for brands. I love this post from Jamie Chapman, marketing director at Uscreen, which I spotted over on LinkedIn. She says, brands, be quiet and listen. This platform wasn't built for you. It's built for community, conversation, and everyday users. No one is a Threads expert yet. Let's just settle in and just enjoy. Okay, I love that. Next tip, number 3. Don't leave on all notifications. Seriously, that might be my best tip in this video for now. Since the app is new, you're gonna get a lot of notifications about new followers. These notifications will default on. Turn them off. They are a little bit annoying and unnecessary to get a notification of every single person that's following you, at least until things settle down a little bit. I love this post from my friend Andrea, who says, in case you need it, tap on the 3 dots on a thread, then mute. You're welcome. That's also good advice, and I've needed that a few times. Mosari even admits in a recent reply, we did not anticipate this response, so you may want to limit your notifications. Let's keep going. Number 4, do be skeptical. Listen, this is a new app. It's exciting, but let's not forget that the old Threads, the first one, actually tanked. They shut it down in 2021, less than 2 years after it launched, to focus on integrating the messaging platform at that time within Instagram itself, Messenger. So what about Clubhouse? Another example that captivated millions of users and hours of time chatting, to news recently that half of their workforce was laid off. Things are not looking good for them. People get excited, then they get distracted, and sometimes things don't stick. This could absolutely happen to Threads, especially if it stays a separate app from Instagram. Will people simply forget to open it? Time will tell. Will Instagram make moves to entice us to use this vertical like they've done for Reels? Sharon wonders the same, saying, PSA, your Instagram reach is probably going to decrease as they try to get you to focus on Threads. Although I'm not so sure yet. I'm not so sure that Instagram cares about you using Threads since there's no advertising yet on the platform, but that could change. One last piece of criticism that Threads is getting right now is that you cannot delete your Threads account unless you delete your entire Instagram account. And that's kind of sketchy. Meta said in a supplemental privacy policy that you may deactivate your Threads profile at any time, but your Threads profile can only be deleted by deleting your Instagram account. This Twitter user, Emily, says maybe just don't sign up, which is totally valid if this is a concern of yours. So what's next? My final tip, number 5, do prepare for what's next. What is coming next? A lot of things are missing right now from Threads at this exact moment, and Instagram admits it. But they're already dropping some hints, like hashtags. Can't currently hyperlink a word with a number sign to make it a hashtag, but I'm certain that is on the way. Mosseri says lots of basics like this are still missing. What about a web platform? He says they're focused on mobile for now, but they're also working on a www. Proper search, it is also on the list. Ads, not yet, thankfully, and that's a good thing. Mosseri says it's actually not a huge priority for Meta right now, yet. Let's see how that transpires. Direct messages, we don't have those yet either. The moral of the story is there are lots of updates that will come if demand is present. If you already have a base on Instagram, subscribers, followers, people that engage with you often, then you really might consider creating on this platform as well. You certainly have an advantage. So that's Threads, my little comprehensive guide that I can give you in less than 48 hours of the app being launched. I did my best. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think of this new platform? If you've got any other lingering questions, comment below. Let's keep the conversation going on down there. I look forward to hearing from you, and I respond to those personally. If you enjoy this video, give it a like. That helps other people discover these videos, which we work hard to create for you, and subscribe for more of my videos on branding, positioning, building, and promoting your brand. Next, I'm sharing a few videos I think you'll be interested in. I'm Phil Pallen. Thank you for watching. Those are coming up next.